dynamic. But the one pocket that is not quiet, though, is the primary markets. And we have another IPO that's opening today.
Well, that's right. Ecos India Mobility and Hospitality. Well, they are coming out with an IPO of around 600 crores. The issue opens today. It ends on Friday. To talk more about the IPO plans, the future plans, we have with us Mr. Rajesh Loomba, who's the chairman and MD, and Aditya Loomba, the joint MD of the company. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the show and welcome to the stock markets. The issue opens today. In a couple of weeks, we'll have you all listed. But let's understand a couple of aspects and about business. Tell us about the total TAM, the total TAM that you all are focusing on for the industry that you all are functioning in. And as of now, I believe there is a part that is organized and unorganized. Break it up for us. And how do you see this evolving? Industry dynamics first.
Thanks for having us here. If you would look at the total target audience that is there for this this kind of business,
yes.
If you look at the industry report that's been published, it places it around 80 to 90,000 crores is the total addressable market which can be there for this business.
Okay.
If we were to look at, and this typically it's been a very fragmented business. It's only lately that it started to organize over the last 8-10 years. And so currently, if you look at between chauffeured car rental services and employee transportation services, we would look at around 20% of the market would be organized. The rest would be unorganized.
And a couple of years ago, how much was it? Was it less than 10%, 10, 15%? That's moved to 20%?
Yes, I guess pre-COVID, it was lesser. It may have been around 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, but right now, as per the industry report, it should be around 20%.
Interesting. I was just reading about your business, and there's this increased focus on premium vehicles due to the customer preference that has increased for this. Would you share a number as to how much of your total fleet is premium vehicles, and would you plan to scale that up as the year goes by as well?
So over the last 2 years, if you would see between FY22 and FY24, our share of the premium and luxury as a percentage of total bookings of our chauffeured car rental services would have gone up from approximately 30% to approximately 40% over the last 2 years. So what we're seeing is a market trend wherein where people are not hesitating to spend a few hundred rupees more to get a better quality of service, better ambience, clean car, a trained chauffeur, safety aspect very important. So this is what we are seeing in the chauffeured car rental business.
What's the current fleet that you guys have currently?
Currently, we have over 12,000 cars on our platform.
And how much of that is premium?
If you were to look at premium cars, so premium, I would want to break it up. So if you look at premium, premium is more in the chauffeured car rental business, right? Employee transportation business is mostly economy, So if you look at in the premium part of the business as such, if you would look at, I would say around 25 to 30% would be the premium fleet.
Okay, 25% of CCR?
Yeah.
All right. You also said 12,000 is total fleet size. How much of it is owned? How much of it is taken from vendors?
So maybe you could just explain about the the business as such. That in our in eco mobility we have two flavors of the business.
Yeah.
One is the chauffeured car rental business, and one is the employee transport services business,
which has been going up as a percentage of the contribution.
Yes. And employee transport businesses typically, we are doing that in about 10 cities where, maximum call centers, global capability centers, KPOs, BPOs, they are the ones who are having their presence with large campuses. Their sites are operating over there, and they basically provide home office, home commute to their employees over there.
Got it.
And the chauffeured car rental business, we are right now offering in 109 cities across India. And this is typically corporate users who are, going for meetings, or they're going to attend a conference, or they're going for office visits, etc. And they are basically using it for airport transfers or intra-city travel, or maybe going intercity road transport. So basically, that business is mostly catered to the chauffeured market, corporate market, as well as we also have event transportation for conferences, delegations, etc. And then we also have travel agents and leisure customers who use chauffeured car rental business.
Okay, so ETS was around 30%, mid-30s, which has gone to 50%, right?
ETS as of last year would have been around 60%.
60%. And how do you see this mix evolving up between ETS and CCR?
If you look at the last more than 25 years, it's been cyclical. Some years ETS tends to go up, some years CCR. Our focus as an organization has been equally on both.
Okay.
That's there.
Got it. Just one more point I want to ask you. You have the fleet size is 12,000, right? Is what you said.
Yeah.
How many of them are owned?
750 cars are owned. More than 12,000 are there.
Asset light.
Yeah. So it's an asset light model, and It was earlier. It was more out of the need because we've had more demand than we had capital to put in. So this is a solution we came up some 15 years back, but the model has very well settled down now, and we think this is owning between 5 to 10% cars is a sweet spot that we should be continuing.
So you would like to stick to that 5 to 10% number when it comes to
That's what we have had
owning
last so many years. It's always ranged between 5 to 10%.
Your revenue mix, most of it comes from your core markets being Bengaluru and the
Yes.
Delhi NCR.
Yes.
Is there a plan to scale up in other cities as well, say the tier 2, tier 3 towns? And what kind of growth are you anticipating from there, if at all you do plan on scaling up there?
See that the tier 1 and the other larger cities are actually the core demand, where the core demand gets generated. That's where all the business, the economy is there. So we would see that, we feel that these tier 1 cities would continue to generate the majority of the demand.
Okay, all right. Final question before we let you go. On listing, we'll try to push you a little bit more for numbers. But I'm looking at your profitability. It's been improving by a couple of basis points. Currently, it's in the mid-teens vicinity. Is there a tailwind that still exists that you can push the margins up? A few years ago, you were doing 12%, which has moved to 16% odd. Is there enough headroom to move up even from here? Not asking you for a number, so regulators are okay, as well as your bankers. But what do you think?
No, so we have, there are various aspects of the business, and we feel we have a lot of headroom to grow in terms of how we've been growing as part of our growth strategies, to go deeper and mine our present customers who are majorly, over 42 Fortune 500 companies, over 60 BSE 500 companies. So we feel there's plenty of headroom within them to grow, and the growth within the same companies happens at a zero cost of sales and marketing and customer acquisition. You understand?
Indeed.
Right.
So there is basically a tailwind, and there is a possibility that margins could improve as well from here on, despite the improvement that we've seen.
So
directionally, it's northward.
What we are seeing in the last 2 or 3 years, yes, we have been seeing a growth in the margins also, but we want to make sure we leave enough on the plate for our vendor partners also, and not push too much towards that extent. While at the same time, the way we run our business in a very optimized, efficient, and keeping control on our costs, we expect to keep doing the same.
As you're keeping your vendors in mind, I'm just keeping the shareholders in mind as well, because sometimes, when a company comes to list, suddenly there's a bit of a spurt in margins. We just want to understand that sustainability is there, which you've answered that point as well.
All right, gentlemen, we'll leave that. Thanks a lot for joining in, sharing with us your business. Good luck for the IPO as well. We hope to speak to you again on listing day as well.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Thanks a lot.
Just want to alert our viewers that most of this is the OFS, so no money comes back into the company. Most of it will be taken by the selling entities as well. Those are the broad details that are up for you on the screen.